Israelis and 4 Thai nationals have been released from Hamas captivity, and they've arrived in Israel in the second step of a crucial hostage deal. Hamas freed the first batch of hostages under a deal that saw a temporary truce take hold in war-ravaged Gaza. 13 Israeli hostages captured during Palestinian militants' cross-border raids were back in Israeli territory, where they could undergo medical checks before reuniting with their families. So these are, of course, the big developments coming in, where we are learning that 13 Israelis and 4 Thai nationals have been released from Hamas captivity. Defense expert Sanjeev Srivastava is joining us for more details on this story. Sanjeev, more hostages now arriving in Israel. This will be good news for their families. Sanjeev, are you being able to hear me?
Yeah.
Sanjeev, I was trying to ask you about the hostages. Certainly good news for their families.
Yes, Uday, first of all, good morning to you. Good morning to all the viewers. Uday, this is a very constructive development, continues to be happening, and more hostages are being, released. And I hope that these numbers will continue going up, and all the hostages will be released sooner than later. In this situation, certainly people of Gaza, they have got some relief from the heavy bombardment and the fighting, intense fight which was going on in Gaza for more than 40 days. So I think this is a very good development. And certainly family members of those hostages, those who have been released, must be very, very, certainly it's a great joy for them. It's a great moment of satisfaction and relief for family members of the hostages. So it is a continuous, it is an ongoing process. Every day some hostages are being released. And I hope that the more hostages will be released even after 4 days, and it is quite possible that this temporary ceasefire could be extended, and in that process there could be a possibility that per day more hostages will be released, possibly 10 in numbers, and then one more day of ceasefire will be extended. So these are constructive development. But having said that, let me say once again that as far as Israel's resolve to fight against terrorism, fight against Hamas is concerned, that is very much there. Israel will certainly like to ensure that no other terrorist organization or even just any other terror entity can do any such sort of act what they faced on October 7th. So Israel has a responsibility and has an obligation as well to ensure that no such terrorist attack happens as happened on October 7th. So Israel will resume this fight. But yes, at this point of time, Uday, it's a big relief for everyone in Gaza, including those hostages and their family members.
Absolutely, Sanjeev. Stay with us. We are getting more developments also coming in this hour. Several Western diplomats in the United Nations have strongly criticized Pak over its decision to impose hundreds of dollars in exit fees for every Afghan refugee who fled the prosecution by the Taliban. This comes after Pakistan announced a crackdown on undocumented foreigners and set November 1st as the deadline for about 2 million unregistered Afghans to leave the country. Sanjeev Srivastava continues to be with us. Sanjeev, Pakistan continuing to attract criticism for its Afghan refugees policy.
Well, I think this deserves not only criticism, Uday, but it deserves condemnation, because the kind of approach Pakistani authorities are showing to those poor immigrants, those Pakistani considers as illegal immigrants, and they are deporting them to Afghanistan, and now deportation is as if it was not enough, and they are imposing a very, very heavy, this kind of fees, etc., which is obviously will put their life very, very in difficult condition at this point of time when they are being deported and everything is being relocated for them, and in these conditions, putting up this kind of a heavy fine deserves condemnation, and that is why Pakistan is being
But do you believe this? But do you believe this criticism, this condemnation, will lead to a relook, or is that unlikely?
Well, it will create enormous pressure, certainly on Pakistani authorities. But Pakistani authorities, Uday, unfortunately, they are not realizing the gravity of the situation and what the kind of act they are doing. They are putting their life and their entire situation into greater risk, and it will lead to, it will encourage a terrorist entity like Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan to carry out more attacks inside, inside Pakistan, and also it will deteriorate their, relationship with Taliban, and there might also, this possibility cannot be ruled out that there could be a war between Afghanistan, Pakistan, and the Taliban regime obviously is not liking at all what the Pakistanis are doing to the people of Afghanistan. And, in particular, the Pashtun population, the kind of suffering they are going through, harsh winter is coming, and now this kind of a heavy fine, etc., other than deportation. So it will lead to, very chaotic situation, and which might lead to ultimately end up in a war between Afghanistan and Pakistan. That possibility cannot be ruled out.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.